Awesome. Afternoon, everyone. We would like to welcome Jon Rahm to the Media Center here at the Farmers Insurance Open. Jon, less than 48 hours since we spoke to you after winning the American Express. How are you feeling after getting back-to-back wins on the tour?
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't that long ago, so I really don't have much new to say. Feel good, obviously, feeling really good. It's very nice that if I'm gonna have a short turnaround after a win, after a tough Sundays, coming to a golf course or golf courses that I've had a lot of success and a lot of positive memories at, right? It's always refreshing to come here, and I love this tournament so much that every time I come, I have that extra motivation to hopefully win it again. Got my first win here, and I would love to be able to repeat as a PGA Tour event and be a two-time champion like many people have done in the past. So hopefully keep playing good, do what I've done on this golf course in the past, and give myself a good chance on Sunday.
And just finished 9 holes with the Pro-Am with an entertaining group. We're playing with Gareth Bale. Just kind of talk about your Pro-Am group and playing with a competitor from a different sport.
I told Gareth, you can't be so good at professional football and golf at the same time. That just doesn't seem fair. Can't be dedicated to one thing and have this much talent for golf. It's not fair in the slightest, but he's looking to retire soon, and you can tell he loves the sport and he loves golf, and he really wants to get to playing a little bit more. So hopefully in the future I'll see him more times in the Pro-Am. It was really nice to have Michael Collins, because he always is going to keep the group very, very light and entertaining and laughing. You can get some people on Pro-Ams that get a little nervous and a little tense, and those golf courses with this rough is not easy whatsoever. And then also having Tisha, God, I forget her last name every time. Besides being a golf influencer and somebody that is also going to keep you very light, being able to use her tee shots was very fun for pretty much everybody on the group, because she hits it really well and really straight. So we had a great time. We had a great 9 holes. I wish every time I play a Pro-Am I had a group that entertaining, because those 9 holes went by very quickly and laughed a lot. So yeah, kind of so far very easy Tuesday. That's all I can say.
Any assessment of Gareth's game? I know it was only 9 holes, but is he asking for some feedback?
He didn't ask for anything, nor should he be asking. He's already good enough. Like I said, he has no business being that good when he's a professional football player. So the second he's done and he can actually practice more, he's going to get a lot better. He got 2 strokes, which I think it's already wrong. He should be giving strokes back to the rest of the amateurs, because he is a very, very good player.
That will open up with questions to the media. If you have a question, just raise your hand and we'll get a microphone over to you. And we'll start in the back with Kevin Price.
Hey, Jon, when you think about your win here in 2017, your first PGA Tour win, what kind of memories come to mind just as you come here and think about that and what that week was like?
It's probably the best driving week of my life. That's all I can say. I played a lot of good golf the entire 4 days, but obviously, highlighted but the last, would it be 8 holes where, shooting 6 under on the last 8 holes in this golf course is not easy whatsoever, and to be able to do it that way was incredible. I could tell you a lot of things, right, about what happened, but obviously that finish, right, making that birdie on 17 to take a 1-shot lead, and then go on 19 and pound the tee shot, put it on the green, and they get the bonus of making a putt. It was very, very incredible. You dream as a kid of moments like this, right? Oh, this to win a tournament, but to actually make a eagle putt that long on a golf course with this history to win was obviously very, very special.
I know Torrey is a municipal public access type of course, and from your perspective, how important is it just in golf worldwide in general to have a good, robust contingent of those type of courses around, just in different areas, for kids to be able to come and play and have that experience as they're getting into the game?
I mean, it would be a little unrealistic to expect every public golf course in the world to be as good as this one. It doesn't usually happen, right? This is very unusual, but Pebble Beach is public as well. it's important for the game of golf, right? Obviously, growing up in Spain, we didn't. If it wasn't affordable, in certain cases, we wouldn't have been able to play. And I grew up going to a range where you basically paid €2 to enter, and then you just paid the whatever balls you were using. If you were going to a chipping green and you had balls, you didn't have to pay anything else but the entrance, which was $2.50 literally. So it's very, very, very important, right, for the means of anybody as well. Especially if it's a new family starting at golf, you have, there's no generations that have played before. It's going to be very hard to get into it and find a country club you can join. So it's imperative that more golf courses like this stay around. Now, with that said, I don't recommend Torrey Pines being the place you start playing golf at, because it's going to be a very long road. But the aspect of being public and anybody being able to come and play is obviously something needed.
And on a lighter side, I know J.J. Watt quipped yesterday that you got to give him 36 shots next time you play. Do you find that to be a fair number, or what's your reaction to that quip?
I said right now I could probably get it done. Since he's retired and he's going to start playing golf a lot more, I'm guessing that number is going to get a lot smaller soon. But it all depends on the golf course. If he picks the right golf course to play at, he could give me a tough time, because it's still 36. I mean, if he shoots 100, I still need to shoot 64. So it's doable. It's doable for both of us in that sense. I think it would be a fun way to do it. We have to do it at some point. He does owe me a round of golf, because every time I've wanted to play, obviously they're in season, they couldn't, and the few times he's been able to, I wasn't in town. So we need to get out there and maybe make it happen.
I'm going to go in the front with MK, then to Kira.
Hey, John, you mentioned on Sunday that you just feel really in command of your swing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if your mindset coming to Torrey, where you have a lot of confidence with where you've played, do you view this week as a week where you just want to stay consistent in command of that swing, or do you feel like you can test the waters with maybe parts of your game that you want to improve?
Well, I think I also mentioned that. I mean, I wish I was in command of my swing like that. It was just one of those days where even under the pressure, I could make free, hard swings knowing they were gonna be pretty much what I had in mind, right? Tee shot on 5, 9, and 16 are examples of kind of what I meant. And sometimes you get into that rhythm, you don't even feel it on the range. I just get into that rhythm on the golf course. And again, I wish I had that more often, but it's very, I'm comfortable on top of the golf ball right now. I'm comfortable and the confidence on my swing right now is pretty high. But you still want to work on things and try to get better. Obviously, mid-tournament and when you only have a day off is not the moment to do it. But keep on playing and try to keep doing it, which is the hardest thing. I mean, if you can be more repetitive at what you do, that simply is going to make you better. So. As in right now, nothing special I'm thinking on to try to improve technically or golf-wise. And again, I don't think this would be the golf course to be trying anything new at on the golf swing at all. Especially my swing hasn't changed in many, many, many years. When I mention about being in control, is sometimes it's one swing thought. Like Dave Phillips always says, he needs to figure out about 45 different ways to tell me the exact same thing. Because one feel that actually does the same thing that other feels might do is just, sometimes one processes through the swing a little bit better. But yeah, nothing really anything to change or to be working on right now. Next week maybe, but not right now.
Go ahead, Kira.
Hi, John. Justin Thomas was in here earlier, and he was asked if Torrey Pines sets up for any type of player in particular, and he laughed and said, whatever Jon Rahm's game is. So why do you think it is mechanically? I know that you have such great emotional connections to this place, but mechanically, why you have such control of Torrey Pines?
Well, if you consistently can drive it in the fairway on this golf course and far enough, you're obviously going to be able to be a lot more aggressive than most people. I think the main thing is predominantly for pretty much almost every hole, the proper miss is to the right. So That's why Tiger has such success here. There's sometimes where you miss the fairway by 5 yards or 100 to the right, doesn't really matter. Just miss it right. Right, the entire back nine, 13 through 18 through 17, left is a no-go. Left is dead. Right, you can play. Right, so I think that could be one of the keys. Obviously, ball striking here. If you can hit a lot of fairways, a lot of greens, you can give yourself a chance. But there's many ways to get it done. Right, there's many ways to get it done. And I think being a week where, because of the point of greens and how they can get a little bit bumpy, the fact that for the most part you're gonna see people miss a lot more putts, it puts a little bit more stress on those ball striking abilities, and that's why I think I've had success in the past. Right, I've been able to drive it really well around here and be aggressive in a lot of situations and be successful with it.
And then just one more question. You have the opportunity this week for 3 in a row, possibly something that's very rare on the PGA Tour. How much is that on your mind this week?
I mean, it is on my mind, obviously. I've been reminded of it many, many times, and even more knowing where we're coming, right? A place that I've played so good at. So I still need to go out there and shoot a very low score to win. So my mind is on day to day and moment to moment. If Saturday afternoon I get to enjoy. I walked out the 18 and win. I'll tell you how it feels and how much it was on my mind. But as in right now, I got to focus on the process and what I need to do for tomorrow.
We're going to go to the left here, Todd Leonard, and then up to the front.
Hey, John, the round with Gareth today, was that arranged well in advance, or was this something that came up fairly quickly? Or
Well, I found that a couple days ago, so
yeah.
it wasn't anything done by me. And if the PGA Tour arranged it, thank you. But it isn't. I didn't know about it.
Well, I got to ask. I mean, that's got to be a big deal for you. I mean, he was so big in Spanish football.
He's the reason why Real Madrid beat my team pretty much for 10 years. One of the reasons. So
yeah,
I wasn't really a big fan of that, but obviously respect him a lot as a player.
Yeah. Do you get awestruck by meeting an athlete like him, or are you kind of past that at this point?
I used to a lot more than now. I've been able to meet, quite a few of them. So, once you realize, they're just people.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. But at first, a little bit.
I wanted to ask you about, do you feel differently in any way during this hot play than you've had in other streaks? Is there something that feels different about this time?
No. It's the fact that I've won. That's it. Nothing game-wise that feels any different.
And one more. You've won in different ways on this streak, including the DP World, holding the lead, coming back, nervy Sunday, this last one. Are you proud of the fact that kind of they've come in different ways this time?
Yeah. I mean, I would much rather have all of them be like the Spanish Open, where I kind of run away with it and enjoy some nice last 4 holes. But, Sundays like last one was needed. I also struggled at the DP World quite a bit on coming down the stretch in the back nine for different reasons. And, it builds character. Put yourself in a situation. You're not always going to feel your best. That's the thing. You're not always going to have your A game on Sunday. Yeah, we all wish we did, and it was an easy breeze of an 18 holes where you go out, shoot 65, and you forget about it because you're going to win. Days like that are needed, and I'm happy it happened the way it did because it allowed me to learn more about myself and grow as a competitor.
While we bring a mic up here, we're going to go over in the back.
Hi, John. Melissa May, KPBS. Oh,
You're good.
sorry, I didn't know if it was way back. I had the opportunity to meet the owner of Hanson Surfboards and the actual surfboard shaper that made your custom-made surfboard back in 2017. Honestly, where's your trophy?
Well, they're both in the office. The surfboard's still there. We have it against the wall because we're trying to figure out a way where we can put it, a little bit higher on a way that will be displayed better. The trophy's obviously in the trophy case, so it's also on display in the office.
And John, amongst all the trophies that you won, where does the unique surfboard stand?
See, the thing is, I was told I was going to get one for the U.S. Open, but I haven't gotten it. So the USGA, I don't know. We can maybe need to talk to them about that. But it's still going to be special because it's the first one and what it represents, right? I think the trophy itself of the actual tree is very, very unique. I don't always think of the surfboard as the trophy as well, but I walk by it every morning, and I do see it, and I think it's really special that they do something like that that links a bit of San Diego with and the attraction of San Diego with the game. Also, where I grew up, surf was very big. I never surfed, but it's a big surfers town, so it's special. It's special to have. It really is. Anytime you win and they give you something unique like that, it's a part of it, and that's one of the reasons why I love this week and now I love San Diego, because it's little things like that that make me feel such an emotional connection to it.
And it's one of the only functional trophies in all of professional sports. Do you think you'll ever get out there and use it?
I don't think it's ever going to touch water. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Thank you.
We're going back over here to the left side.
Hey, John. Something else JT mentioned earlier today was just how difficult, it is to kind of go on a streak like you have, just given the talent on tour. He mentioned, sometimes he feels like he took it for granted when he had a few of his runs. The fact that you're during one of those runs right now, are you able to kind of, step back and appreciate it in some way, or is it just more of like a focused mentality given where you're at?
I don't want to do too much of stepping back when tomorrow I'm teeing off again for another tournament, right? I'll do that on Sunday or next week. Right now, trying to make it 3 in a row and extend that if possible. But I wouldn't say I'm taking anything for granted, no. I'm aware very few people have been able to do this. I know I saw some list. I think there's only 5 or 6 of us to start the year with 2 wins. Right, Justin Thomas being the most recent one 5-6 years ago. So I'm aware this is very rare, and I appreciate it, because if anything, it's a humbling feeling of how much work you need to put in to be able to do something like this because of the talent that you have out there. So keeps you grounded in the sense of if you want to keep doing it, then output needs to stay there and keep on going. So with that said, no, I don't take it for granted, because who knows how long till one of those comes again, right? I think last time I remember somebody winning 3 in a row was, again, might have been 2017 or 18, was Dustin. And then he had a little injury, and we haven't seen anything like that since, right? So it's, definitely got to appreciate it while it's there, but I'm still playing for number 3, so that's the goal right now.
And the microphone here to the front.
How did you spend your day off? You had a whole day off, and you said you have trophies in your office. Where is that? And, what you been doing the last 24 hours?
Well, I didn't go home, so we drove here Sunday night, slept over here, and then woke up, had breakfast with my family because my parents and grandma came from Spain. And then I came here to do a little bit of work on the game, a little bit of putting, and went to the range, went to the track to see the Callaway guys, and then spend the afternoon with my kids. So no celebrating, nothing really. We'll do that in the week off next week if we need to.
Unless there are any others, we'll finish up with one last one from Kevin Price.
We're a couple clarification. When's the last time your parents and your grandma have seen you play?
In person, Spanish Open. Yeah, they always make it to the Spanish Open. Yeah.
And then the U.S. would it have been?
I don't know. The U.S. I don't know. My dad has been here. My dad saw me play in Wentworth as well. U.S. Open, my parents were there. The Open, my parents were there as well. So majors, they obviously try to make it. PGA Tour event, I couldn't tell you. I think that could be one of the fall events a few years ago. Yeah, they always try to make it to the West Coast swing now. Yeah.
And was there any football conversation with Gareth, or was it mostly just golf?
No, very little. I'm pretty sure he's a little tired of talking about it. So we just try to make it have the best day possible, and that's it.
That's all the questions we have. John, pleasure as always, and
Thank you.
best of luck this week.
Thank you.